A Halifax area medical marijuana activist says he is calling it quits. Chris Enns was at the forefront of the medical marijuana movement in the city a decade ago, pushing for a rollback of laws restricting who could sell cannabis. His decision to leave the cannabis industry comes as a federal prosecutor announced this week he was withdrawing trafficking charges against Enns. Chris Enns joins us now from inside his hydroponic store in Dartmouth. So you've been dealing with these charges since November of 2017. First of all, how does it feel to have that put behind you now?
It's a huge weight off my shoulders.
Now, I understand there were some terms to this agreement. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yes, I offered the Crown Attorney that I would withdraw from the cannabis trade in full, and I asked that the seized funds that were retrieved in 2017 be remitted to my CRA account, and I agreed to relinquish any possessory interest over the cannabis that was seized at the time. In addition, I agreed to close my cannabis dispensary there, the Pharmacists on Gottingen Street, by February 12th.
Now that's $46,000 in cash that you want put towards CRA. Tell me about that dispute.
Well, certainly there's some ongoing matters from 2012 to 2014 that are before the Tax Court of Canada. I'm represented by counsel on that matter. There'll also be, ongoing issues moving into the present that hopefully this will show intention towards resolving that in a more comprehensive way.
Now, the charges, going back to what the federal prosecutor had withdrawn, they predate the legalization of recreational marijuana. I'm wondering, how much do you think the subsequent legalization played a role in those charges being withdrawn?
I don't think that's exactly what was at the substance of the charges being withdrawn. The Crown has aggressively continued to pursue that specific litigation over the past 7 years. We were on the eve of the reopening of my constitutional challenge that failed in 2019. We were bringing forward 5 new medical experts, and it very much looked like we were going to receive a complete strike down of Section 5.2 cannabis before 2018. I don't really see the result of that bearing a lot on today or on the future, and so I thought it made a lot of sense to sit down with the Crown and put a resolution on the table that allowed us to both walk away from an adversarial situation.
As you said, you've told the Crown you intend to close the dispensary. How much did your business suffer once recreational marijuana became legal?
I don't think it was so much the legalization and distribution through the NSLC that resulted in a decrease of our sales at Pharmacists, where we specifically were serving the medically licensed population. But I think the plethora of delivery services that have opened throughout the city, and more recently the growth of the sovereign Indigenous distribution networks and storefronts that I'm really happy to see are blossoming and offering a diverse selection of products. They're being able to operate in a little bit more of an open framework, I think has played a big role in patients having other options besides just us.
Now, I understand you've been taking a break from cannabis. How is that going?
It was a real struggle for the first couple of weeks, I'm not going to lie. But I think, as time progresses, I'm really starting to notice a clarity of mind, increase of energy, and a whole lot of time that was spent consuming before that I now have for other endeavors.
Now, what prompted you to quit?
I think it was just a personal challenge as to whether this was something that I could do. I couldn't think of anything that I was more attached to in my life than the consumption of cannabis and the enjoyment that it offered me. And I was curious what sort of, increase in self-love and self-worth might be offered by exploring a sober January.
Well, what is next for you?
I'm really exploring whether a career in law is the answer, or whether, perhaps exploring my meditation practice in a more serious way, perhaps even exploring what looking at a life as a Buddhist monk would look like. I realize those are a fork that head in opposite directions, but I think with the time that's here in front of me now and the chance to reflect, I'll have a better picture of that soon.
All right. Well, Chris Enns, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.